All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Paladin versus Warrior in Classic World of Warcraft TLDR version guide. Um, if you don't know me by now, I can't actually talk at the same time as stuff is on the screen, so I am literally going to press play and then turn off my monitor and just talk about this. This is not the best example of dueling a warrior because this is not a Mortal Strike warrior, right? But at the same time, a lot of the information I'm going to tell you is at play here. So mostly I want you to watch the warrior's rage bar as he tries to kill me while I am super heavily armored, which is basically what I'm going to be talking about here in a second. So I'm going to press play. I'm going to turn off the monitor. And I'm just going to talk here for a sec. All right, cool. All right, so the key to fighting warriors as a paladin in Classic World of Warcraft is armor, 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 armor. Armor is superior to mitigation in just about all regards. Armor leaves no variance in what's about to happen, whereas the mitigation can leave quite a bit of variance in what's about to happen. So the way warriors get their rage is they get their rage mainly through their white attacks. They don't get a lot of rage, if any. I don't know if it's changed. But as far as I know, warriors get no rage from rage using abilities. So Mortal Strike doesn't generate rage. Heroic Strike doesn't generate rage. Whirlwind doesn't generate rage. None of that stuff generates rage. It's just from the white damage. Which is why one of the primary tactics you'll see at the higher levels is we watch their rage bar, and their rage bar gets super low. You start activating shield trinkets like Arena Grand Masters and whatnot. And again, it might change, but back in the day, they couldn't get rage off of a shield, but I could be wrong about that because I watched some duels recently where I was like, is he getting rage off a shield? What the hell is going on here? But I could be wrong. But anyways, armor is by far the number one way to starve a warrior out of rage, and you super want to starve them out of rage like really, really badly. If you're starving a warrior of rage, it becomes really difficult for them to do anything extra. So they literally can't whirlwind you on cooldown anymore. They can't hamstring you very well anymore because that costs rage. They can't put sunders on you. Dear God, they can't keep sunders on you because that costs rage. They can barely manage to keep Mortal Strike on you when you're one-handed sword and board versus them and you're super high armor, like you have 5 out of 5 toughness. I've said it before, I'll say it again. There's no diminishing returns on armor in Classic World of Warcraft. 550 armor is worth about a 10% increase in your effective HP. This is a myth. I've tested it. Meh. Okay, so other things you want to do to realize you're in a rage war with a warrior. You actually want to heal, and you want to force them to kick you. Now you need to be a little bit tactical about this because when you're healing, all your damage mitigation goes away. So you can't block, dodge, or parry while you're healing. But it's pretty easy to weave a heal in after like a white damage swing, yada yada yada. When a warrior kicks you, it costs them like 10 mana. It also costs them 10 mana to hamstring you. I forget which one is reduced by 5 mana during the 3-set PvP bonus or whatever the heck it is. One of those, I think it's hamstring, is reduced by 5 mana. That's still a ton of rage when you're rage starving a warrior. 10 rage just to kick you, just to stop you from healing. That's ridiculous. Edward the Odd completely screws over warriors. Holy crap, does Edward the Odd take a giant flaming dump on warriors. It is an absolute nightmare for them to deal with. You can consider whether or not you want to use Judgment of Light on them or so forth and so on. The one warrior that is an absolute nightmare, but you only see them at like the high-end dueling levels, is the Diamond Flask warrior who has like a full plus healing PvP suit. Because those warriors will literally have like an extra 9,000, 12,000 worth of healing in the first 60 seconds of combat, basically until Diamond Flask wears off. Which basically means you as a paladin, you don't hit them because that gives them rage. You just stand there and look stupid, or run around and look stupid, and you try to time out the first 60 seconds, and then you beat them to death. But armor. Do not screw up the armor. Almost all paladins are highly advised to go sword and board against warriors. If you're not going sword and board against warriors, you're either A, doing something wrong, or you're being very, very risky about it. Please play the armor game against warriors. Play the rage starvation game against warriors. That includes using bubble shields and so forth and so on. So, for example, really good trinkets are like AGM, Burrower Shell, and even Uther's Strength Trinket is absolutely amazing when fighting warriors, just because when it procs, and it procs quite often in that matchup, it screws over warrior rage pretty damn hard. yeah, so anyways, I end the video here, and Deus Vault, boys. So turn the monitor back on, press pause. Did they chase me away yet? Did they kill me? I can't remember. Anyways, I'll end the video here, and Deus Vault, boys.